at you, my pretty, if you don't watch this entire video.
Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we're going to do today is we're going to do a witch look, which I'm going to be doing, and you may hear background noise or whatever. I have my dogs in the other room, so, because this could take a little while, I'm scooting a little closer to you here. And what we're using is mostly drugstore products. Now, some of these products you can find at Walmart, at Halloween stores, different places like that. But I'm focusing on mainly regular makeup besides the base. Instead of an actual foundation, we're using cream makeup, like the face paint type stuff. But before we ever do that, I'm going to put on some primer. I'm using my Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. So I'm going to take this and put it all over my face, dotting it all over and rub it in really good. So that'll save some time on the video because I can speed up the areas that, yeah. So, but I'm putting this on. And yes, you want to make sure you go all the way down onto your chest or wherever your neckline is going to end. This little dress I have on is a solid black dress, t-shirt dress. But, you know, someone that wanted to do a low-cut dress or whatever, you could even put a towel on and do it like that. But for me, I'm just doing it like this. Now I'm going to take... And the reason you put primer on is so that this stuff doesn't sink into your pores as much. I'm taking some of this green color, and I have a styrofoam paper plate here. Putting some of that on there. It does have a rather large opening. So, putting a good little amount on there. And we're going to start out by taking a sponge. Now, you don't want to use anything with this that you can't just throw away because this stuff does stain, from what I know. So I'm taking just this cheap little pink sponge and I'm dipping it in, and I'm going to start putting this all over my face, evenly, just dotting it on and patting it in, basically, and a little bit of rubbing too. But that's what I'm going to be doing here. Now I'm just putting another layer on here, light layer, in certain spots that need a little bit more green tint. And yes, sometimes that laugh does make my dogs go nuts too. So, I don't recommend going real heavy on the eyes. I don't honestly know if you're even supposed to do this on the eyes or under the eyes, but I'm doing it regardless. So, yeah. And go on your ears a little bit, because you don't want them to look completely out of whack. Now for me, I'll probably have my hair down, like over my ears a little bit, so it's not going to be as obvious. That's why I'm not doing all the way back and underneath and all that. But go down on the neck, make sure I get every little bit of regular skin showing. Now this is inspired by Zelina off of Once Upon a Time. And yes, I'm going on my lips as well. At least for now. Okay. Okay, apparently this does not want to work very well on my skin. But, hey. Okay. Yes, I'm going to have green hands after this. Okay. Like I said, don't use any brushes or anything that until you know that it's not going to go anywhere, at least that you cannot just toss. So I'm using cheapy brushes for this entire thing, pretty much. And I'm just trying to build up that color a little bit, which is not really working that well. I thought maybe I could, but I can't. It's clinging to my dry patches, and hey, but a witch ain't supposed to be perfect, right? Right. She's supposed to be evil looking and ugly looking. Now, Zelina, on the other hand, she is a beautiful, beautiful witch. But she's not, you know, your typical wicked witch in my book. So, and yes, I'm getting this all in my hair. But hopefully it will wash out. I hope it will wash out. I hope. Okay. Now, see, that is why you don't use something, you know, you can't just throw away. Alright, now we're going to take a little eyeshadow brush. Now this is stained up. Can't get it clean anyway, so I'm going to take some of this Coty Airspun powder here and dust it all over my eyes really good. And I'm picking up quite a bit of product, actually. Really pack this on the eyes. Well, not pack it, but sweep it all over the eyes. It's supposed to be translucent extra coverage. I would say it's almost white looking. You know. But believe it or not a whole lot is coming off on my brush, which is a good thing. So, and we're going to use this same powder in a few minutes to set the face anyway, so. Yeah, I'm doing this on both eyes. This is just a brush that I've had for a while that I don't use a whole lot. I'm even going to set my, you know, well, not set, but coat my brows as well, because I got some, well, I covered my brows a little bit too, so. And yes, it is starting to get green. And I can tell it's like going to be very awkward doing this. Whoops. Whoop, 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 whoop. Seeing like really light skin showing through, but it don't want to go away. So, oh well. Apparently with this stuff, once it dries, if you go in over it, you're going to just take it right back off. So, Don't do that. Don't make my mistake. So, that's where I messed up. Almost went into the powder with this stuff. I'll try tapping this in on here. Now, personally, I can't see as well on my left eye, so I don't know how well it is covering over here. So, but I'm trying. Yes, just tap. Don't rub, just tap. Get it right up under that eye. Because you rub, you're going to rub it right away. I do have an area that's not wanting to cover at all. Interesting. Oh well. Alright. I'm just trying to give y'all an idea of which look. Hopefully you can get better quality products than what I bought. This is just the 94-cent stuff you can get from Walmart. And I knew that there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, I used more than half that container on that plate. And yeah, you can tell it didn't do that great of a job in my book, but whatever, right. But I'm going to continue with setting my eyeballs. Well, eyelids, not eyeballs, but and we are going to take care of the brows too, so don't worry about those right now. You know, I covered them, but that's okay, because I'm going to go in with a brow product and take care of them. Now then, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. So yeah, it's the second one down on the green side, which is the right-hand side whenever you're looking at it. And I'm just taking a flat brush, dipping into that. Now this is a shimmery green color. Now this is not going to show up that well, I'm sure, but, you know, I'm just putting it down on the, close to the inner corner, well, inner half of the lid. Pretty much is all I'm doing with this right now. Because we're going to deepen up this eye look quite a bit. This just adds a little bit of shimmer. You know, it's not way off base of this color, so. And this is going to give the rest of the face time to dry a little bit more. So, right there's that. Now we're going to go into the one right below that, that it says the crease color that we're going to use now. And I get a little bit on that. I'm going to go in the outer half.
With this.
Kind of just like pat and drag. And I'm going to go on the tip of it, tip of this brush, with this same color. And I'm going to put that right in the crease area. Really making it nice and deep and dark. Well, not really deep and dark yet, but because with green it's hard to do that exactly right. And this is shimmery, but that's okay for this look at least. Normally I would not put shimmer in my crease. I'm not a big fan of this palette for a one and done look, but hey, it's $5 normally. 5, 6, something like that. And you can find this at the local drugstore. You can find it sometimes at Walgreens, Walmart, Okay, now I'm doing that to the other side too. Yes, this is a very powdery palette. I like Wet n Wild because of the price. I don't like it because of the fallout. And you know what? I really only did like the last third, practically, of each eye. So we're going to go on the inner third using this as well. And I'll show you here in a second what we're going to do in the middle. Yes, I'm making it fairly dark, if you can tell. Like I said, I couldn't really practice with the stuff I had because there wasn't enough of it. I don't have the money to go out and buy more. So. And yes, I messed up. So I'm taking my green sponge and going right above that. Kind of just blending it out a little bit. Now I'm going to take a... I'm going to do this fluffier small brush. But I'm going to take that and I'm going to go into Golden Emerald by Loreal. It's the Loreal Infallible Golden Emerald. After all, the Wicked Witch is from Emerald City, right? Get this on this brush, tap some off, and we're going to tap it right there in the center of all that darkness. Right there in the middle of the lid. Do it on the other side too. Okay, but then I'm going to go back into that palette we were in and get some right on the tip again, and we're going to go right on this outer V area. Do that on the other side as well, and then the other eye. And we'll do that to the inner V as well. And I'm taking this and really buffing out that crease a little bit more too. Because I kind of got it all over on one side, so I'm trying to kind of match it up a little bit here. Okay, now then I'm going to take this golden emerald stuff I've got, and I've got my e.l.f. mist of the set. I'm going to mist, well, we'll use the brush we were using right here. This is the brush we were using. I'm misting it with that golden emerald, and I'm tapping into it on the side of it this time instead of the end. I'm picking some of that up. And then I'm tapping it right in the middle of the eye. You don't want to blend, you don't want to sweep or anything like that. You just want to tap it right there, because you've already laid down the groundwork for it. So, literally it's a tapping motion. And this makeup is driving my sinuses wacky. I'm going to take a eyeliner right here. This is the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny, I believe is what it's called. I'm going to line my upper lash line lightly. Something like this, it doesn't really matter if you can't wash it, because you can break that part off if need be, if it starts turning green on you. Which is happening. I've already used up what was out. There we go. I'm just doing a real light, well, not light, but an easy line here. Now you could use this even and do your brows, but I'm not going to. Now I'm taking a big kabuki brush. You can find this at the Dollar Tree. I'm taking that and going to set my face. Hopefully it's fairly dry now, but again, it's a patting motion. You can't do a whole lot with this look because you can't rub, really. Not that well, at least, from what I'm seeing so far. So, I'm really coating this brush. This will help set the makeup, if it isn't already. Just close your mouth whenever you're doing it, because you don't want powder mouth. This is not a good brush. I have a lot of brushes, though, that I don't consider good brushes, because they're too scratchy. But it's cheap. I don't have any brushes that aren't cheap. The cheapest brushes I've found that are big face brushes like this, none of them are really good. This is $1. The e.l.f. ones I like are $3, so I still consider that cheap, but not the cheapest it could be. But this feels like I'm taking a dish brush and pounding it on my face. That's how scratchy this thing feels to me. Okay, now I'm going over and I'm just patting this all into my face as much as I can. Onto the brow area. I just want to get the face taken care of too. Taking it down the neck, where all I put that stuff. And whenever you're doing this, you can feel whether you got everything or not, because it will start skipping or grabbing to the areas you didn't get. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay. Ooh! Yes, this makeup is driving my sinuses crazy. But, hey, that's okay. Okay, now I'm going to take, now you can use any yellow toned highlighter. This is the e.l.f. bronzing brush. This that I'm using here is a Cougar highlighter. It's a yellow toned highlight. Almost like a banana powder, but it's fairly shimmery. I think. Best I remember. Yeah. That's what it looks like on my hand. So we're going to use that today. But before I go into that, I'm going to put on my actual blush, because I feel like blush needs to be done before that. But sometimes you can get away with putting the highlight, then blush, then it seems like your blush is glowy too. This is the Dollar Tree Colormates blush in Mauve. I'm going to swirl my brush in there a few times, tap it off, and I'm going to dab this right on the apples and lightly, very light-handed, sweeping back. And the further down on the brush you go, the lighter a hand you'll have. At least, you know, that's been my experience at least. So, dab it right on that right on the apple of my cheek. Get frustrated with myself here. And then sweeping it back. And yes, I do like a little circular motion as well. Now I'm going to take this same brush, dab it into the highlight, and I'm tapping off quite a bit of excess, and I'm going to even tap off a little bit more on my hand as well. Then we're going on the typical areas we highlight. Right here on the cheekbone, and then I'm going up into the eye area. I was watching a video recently of Shay Mitchell, who played M on Pretty Little Liars. She did an everyday makeup tutorial, and she said that her makeup artist, for her face shape, recommended making like a V shape, and that's what I just did there. Now I'm doing the same thing on the other side, taking that same brush and going in the high points of the cheek, then I'm going to sweep it in, basically to the arch of the brow is what I do. Yeah. And I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm getting this stuff all over. So, this is not something you'd really want to do if you are, you know, already in your outfit. Take it down the bridge of the nose a little bit. I'll be careful, so. And I make a little fan shape up between the brows on the forehead. And I go on my chin, like that little dimple of my chin. And then another tip you can do is feel where your collarbone is. Now you can even add bronzer to this if you wanted to, but I'm going to dust where my collarbone is. Now a smaller brush would be better, I know, but, you know, hey. I'm doing this, I can't see my collarbone, so I'm having to feel and then just let my hands do the guiding here. So, that right there, you know, you can add as much highlight, as much whatever as you want to, as much makeup as you want to. You could even take, you know, say now this right here is where I would typically stop myself, but you can take like a blue colored pencil. Now this is something I got from a long time ago. Pure Minerals Double Ego dual-ended eyeliner. You know, it has a felt tip on one side and then it has a twist up on the other. And you can even draw out different wrinkles and whatnot if you want to. Like me, because this is a blue color and blue and green tend to complement each other. So I'm going to take it and go real lightly. You can tell it's a real light blue color. I'm going on my natural creases. Kind of just going to make those more prominent. Now you could even use this to contour. Actually, that does work. I've been watching a lot of videos on doing this lately and seeing all sorts of tips and tricks, so. Then you could take it and go down the edges of your nose. And the harder you push, the darker the blue is going to be with this one. So, but I'm going down the edges, down the sides of my nose. Then, just because I'm going to take that sponge we had, and I'm going to use it to the clean side of it, rather, to kind of blend that out a little bit. So, normally you wouldn't add liquid or whatever on top of powder, but, you know, once in a while, I do it. And you can tell I've got other indentions here. So, we're going to take it and really make those bags a little prominent. Make that crease there more prominent. I'm making myself one ugly witch. But this is just little suggestions that you can do. And I'm not a makeup artist. I don't pretend to be a makeup artist. I'm not a professional. I'm even scrunching up my forehead so that I can get those little lines there. Because witches have a lot of wrinkles. A lot of them, like, whenever I looked at photos and whatnot. So, that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking that same sponge. And really just blending everything out here. I think I'm wiping off some of the makeup in the process, actually. So, but you can tell where I contoured a little bit in some areas, and, you know. But yeah, that right there. And then I'm going to take the makeup area, you know, the face makeup. That's where, you know, I'm good, really. But you can do your brows, you can add some highlight, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my brows in this situation. I'm taking the Dollar Tree Colormates kit. This is something, like I said, you can get at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go into this warmer tone dark color using a flat brush. Flat brow brush. Well, whoops. Okay, there we go. First I went into the light color by accident, but that's okay. And I'm just drawing on small strokes. Really just forcing these brows to do what I want them to. Or making it look like I have, at least. So, now this is going to take a little bit of time, so... Okay. Now then, let me use my finger and blend some of that blue out a little bit more. certain colors I can't see that well. So, I'm going to take some mascara. This is just a cheap Wet n Wild Mega Wear mascara that you can find at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to plop this on the eyelashes. Now, you can do falsies if you want to do falsies. Personally, I don't do falsies a whole lot. Then I'm taking the e.l.f. matte lipstick. The one that's in the long tube. It has a little sharpener on the end if you want to use that. And this is in wine. And putting that on my lips. And there you have it. There is the look. Trying to get my hat together here. It doesn't want to cooperate with me. Got some little spider web like things on it here. This is also from the Dollar Tree. I'm just taking that. Now me, I pulled my hair down over my ears a little bit. Now you can use, if you're wanting it to stay all day long, or all night long rather, or day long, whatever the case may be, you can take a couple bobby pins, especially with it being this kind of hat. You can tell it's going to fall right off me if I lean my head back. So you can take bobby pins and secure it, you know, underneath. If you want to, like secure it to your head. You know, like I just did one of them there. And that helps. Just one helps keep it in place for me. So, that right there is the finished look. Let me know what y'all honestly thought. Did you like this kind of tutorial? Do you want to see another one coming in the next, you know, next Halloween season or whatever? Let me know, and I'm sorry my sinuses are going crazy. But I'm apologizing to all of you for not having this up sooner. I planned on having it up early this month, but to circumstances beyond my control, well, they were in my control, but in a way they weren't because of how I felt at the time. I lost my grandmother early this month, and then I also lost my best friend and sister a few days ago. So, but I want to thank every one of you for watching, and let me know what you honestly thought of this. And I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.